Hello there, and welcome to The Gray-Haired Writer. I hope you're doing well and you're ready for some great writerly advice. Today, I am going to talk about how to choose the story you want to write. The next story, or first story, or whatever the case may be. Realistically, if you're like a lot of writers, you probably have a whole bunch of stories or ideas for stories floating around in your head somewhere in there, or maybe there, or who knows. You've likely also written some down on a pad of paper like this, or have them on a document on your computer hard drive. So, how do you choose the next story or your first story that you want to write? Well, let's go to our think tank, shall we? How do I do it? What do I choose? Well, I got it. Here we go. What do you want to read? Write a story that you want to read. Now, by that I do not mean that you should copy your favorite author's story. Actually, you definitely shouldn't, or the story you just read, but think of a story that is not out there that you haven't read yet. And if there is something similar, you can always do your own take on that type of story. In my own example, my first novel, No Remorse, No Regret, I wanted to write a story where it's not always the former special forces guy, or former cop, or former covert spy operative guy who takes revenge when his wife or daughter gets kidnapped, like you see in the movie Taken. That's been done so many times, hasn't it? Yeah, so I wanted to do something different. I did it so the woman is the one who takes revenge, sort of like in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo effect. But my story's a little bit different from that. In translation, or maybe you want to give us the same, but different. I'll probably do something along that lines, a video on that topic. It also means that if it's a story you want to read, you have a guaranteed reader of your story, and that reader is you. Next up, what shall we see? What will be fun? What will be fun to write? What story will you have fun writing? You are going to be spending a lot of time on your story. My first one, again, No Remorse, No Regret, from the very first word I wrote on the very first draft to the day I published it, it was about 3 years. This was due to working 2 jobs and looking after a family member who was sick with cancer while I was writing. Basically, go through your list, either on the pad of paper or on your computer hard drive, and if something jumps out at you that screams, "Hell yeah, write me," that's the story you should write. And if there's something that doesn't come out, that doesn't jump out at you screaming that, well, something might come up as you write down. Just keep on coming up with ideas. Because you don't really want to get halfway into your story and get bored with the story, thinking, oh, what am I doing? Why do I have to do this? Because you don't want to pull your hair out. Trust your instincts on this. You will know which story will feel right to you. Number 3. Help improve. Which story will help you improve to become a better writer? One example of this is if you're new to writing, do you want to write a single point of view character story or a multi-point of view character story? If you're new, maybe it might be better to write the single point of view character story. This way you can get experience on how a story works. And then when you got that down, you're totally awesome at it, you can maybe expand into multi-POV stories. That's just a suggestion. There's no rule. Nobody's saying, do this, do this, do this, do this. But for this, it might also be helpful to start off with shorter stories like novelettes or novellas before expanding into full-length novels. Next up, What's the next one shall we do? Oh yeah, I got that one. Reader. Reader upheal. If there's two stories that jump out saying, write me, write me, write me, you maybe want to choose which story will have the best chance of making sales. If you're going to send your book to publishers to get a deal, they will want to make money from your writing, from your book, and everything else that you do, because after all, they are a business after all, and they do exist to make money. Books are just really a means to that end. And the same thing is if you're going to self-publish your book, it will cost you money to get the book edited and formatted along with getting a cover done. And most likely, you'll want to at least break even with the cost. Most of us aren't going to become the next Stephen King, or insert the name of your favorite author there that you are a fan of, who is truly famous and makes millions from their books. But it would be nice to get a little financial reward from your efforts. To do this, check the Amazon bestsellers and see if your story idea could fit and possibly become one. A word of caution on this, though: trends do come and go out there somewhere, and what is possibly popular today is possible to might not be so popular by the time you publish your book. But you never know. Maybe your book will become a trendsetter and you do become the next Stephen King, or you write the next Hunger Games, or anything along that line. Number 5. What are your long-term goals? What are your long-term goals? If you want to establish yourself in a certain genre of fiction, pick the story that will fit. Remember what I said earlier, that what is popular today might not be tomorrow, or a year from now, or whenever you are able to publish your story. You see that in movies, music, and books. There was a time when superhero movies were all the rage. Same with vampire books and movies, and, well, every genre of music that has ever existed. I mean, Mozart was popular at one time, as all the way up to metal and grunge, and well, how many genres are there? So many thousands, if not, well, you get my point, I trust. Well, anyway, there you have it, my 5 tips on how to choose the next story, or your first story, or whatever story you want to write. I hope this helps you on your decision. Good luck with your story. I'll see you in 7 days. So long, everyone, and have a great week.